are. This is the beginning of the, I don't know if it's long awaited or much anticipated or neither or all of the above, but the transmission, well actually it's the final drive ratio options that come with the various transmissions. So we're going to be testing an 18 speed and the final drive ratio and to see if it makes any difference pulling this really heavy weight up the hill at Pendleton. Now this is going to be it's going to be not long, but slow slog, because this is a lot of weight and this truck isn't going to go up the hill too fast. So I'm just going to go up to the, there's a turn off for a rest area, and we're going to use the entrance sign to that rest area as the stopping point. And we're going to use the same starting point that we've been using, or I used earlier for the tire test. And speaking of tires, I have those rear tires on here that won the dry traction test. The Michelin heavy duty guys. I forget their name already. We're using a Viper 389. I've got it configured for 4-axle power, and I've added weight to the drive axles to ensure we can pull this thing up there without losing traction. I'm going to run the weights on the truck by the on the screen here. There'll be a screenshot of the truck weight, the truck and trailer empty weight, and then the loaded weight, and also be a screenshot of the transmission we're using in this first run, which I believe is a 336 final drive. And so I'm going to time it, and hopefully I do a good enough job that, and we're going like long enough that any variances in my shifting or whatever else will not be an issue. And if it is, maybe I should redo it with an automatic. But anyway, let's hop in.
Let's go.
Thing up, and we're gonna get all set here, hit the stopwatch, and try and go simultaneously. Trying to shift at 1800 once we're underway here. So we made it into too high. I'm going to try and be consistent in the lane. I'll drive up the middle lane, and then when I get up to the turnoff for the rest area, I'll pull off to the right lane. I'll try and do that the same for every trip. So I don't think we're going to test a whole whack of ratios. I think 4 would be lots. Maybe a 3336, a 355, maybe a 390, and a 433, something like that. So the rest area should be coming up around this corner. And if I hit 1800 RPM, I'll shift. But if I don't, no shift. And here we are. I'm signaling there's no traffic. We'll get ready to stop this and we hit this sign. I guess when I can see the sign beyond in front of the mirror. There.
Finding new route.
Okay, so there we stopped it. And we'll stop recording. Okay, so next up we got the 355s in here, and yeah, we're not going to split those lower gears like, you know, the first few. We'll see how it goes, we'll see how it feels. We'll shift from low to first, probably to second, and then we'll start splitting the C. And because it becomes redundant, like, you know, if you're got a crazy gear ratio. But anyway, let's just find out what happens here. I'll try and nail this start. Seemed pretty good off the get-go. Got 26 miles an hour, 27, so
Finding new route.
okay, 145. All right, we'll go back and get the next train. Okay, here we go with the 390s. Let's see what happens. I should note that I'm repairing the truck every time I go back, so it's a fresh start on the truck every time. There's been anywhere from $23 to $31 in repair each time. So anyway, let's go with this 390, see what happens. So I did the first split in fourth. Be interesting to see what the 433 is like. Probably get right through the lower range without splitting. Same 26 miles an hour as last time. 27. I think that's what happened with the last one. Uh, 1500 RPM, so. And let it bellow here because it always slows down right here.
Recomputing.
145. 145. Okay, I'm back in a bit. with the final test. It's 433s. I should note all of these transmissions have had the same. Um, oh, gee, I can't say that for the 336 because I didn't check it specifically. I'll have to look at the screenshot. But the last three here, all have the same first gear ratio at 1440 and overdrive of 072 or 073. Anyway, they're all identical in that regard. So it's just the final drive ratio that's different. So let's get underway here. It's the final one. Oh, we hit 27 miles an hour a little quicker than we did last time. Like the last one, we had to bring a split down right here, down to 11th. We're going to stay where we are, but we're not going to try and grab that. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to let it wind out here like we did with the last one. Alright, let's get ready to stop this.
Finding new route.
Okay, well, 145 again, so I
Go straight.
I'll pull in here and
Never
we'll
mind.
look at the
I'll
notes.
find a new route.
Alright, you do that. We'll just have a little look and see what we ended up with here. So, 145. So, that's kind of conclusive, I'd say, that the gear ratio doesn't really matter. You're going to get, the same time. Like it does. Seems to be no advantage in the torque multiplication of the higher numeric gear, because with the 355, we got 145, 390, 145, 433, 145. So it just doesn't change. We got 148 with the 336. That could have been it was the first run, and maybe it was not shifting as well or something. But I think it's use whatever gear ratio you want. And the interesting thing is, I guess where it makes a difference is if you're pulling a really heavy load up an awkward situation with a lot of, like say up the hill at Bellingham, and you want to be able to get the finer splits going when you're going slow. You'd want the higher numeric number. But in terms of any change or any recognition the game makes of gear ratio, the only thing, and I've proven it before, was speed in gear. So 18th gear, at given RPM, you're going to be going a different mile an hour. So, or I should say, let's say 70 miles an hour. With a 433, you're probably going to be doing 18 or 1900 RPM. And with a 355, you'll probably be down around 1700. And that, we see that all the time. I mean, that is given. The game calculates that. So, without further ado, in the overall scheme of things, and in particular, if you're just hauling highway, it's not going to make any difference what gear ratio you use. So, a little disappointed in that, but anyway, that's the conclusion. So, yeah, thanks for watching this, and take care, guys. Bye for now.